I would like to say that, of course, I am disappointed by the behavior of the state, the behavior of government, the president. I couldn't believe it, because really, to do the kind of thing that was done by NRM, the government of NRM, is something beyond my imagination. Couldn't believe it. But all it does is clearly demonstrate what I've been talking about, the change we need to have. Because we have achieved many things, as I've said in the past, as NRM. But this is a sign of regression, going backwards. We have introduced and enforced the rule of law, coming from far, knowing our history. But the acts of the state now clearly demonstrate that we are now under what you could call, even actually call a police state. A police state is where government depends for mainly its political work on the police. Now our police is a partisan police. They have no shame in it. They are brazen. They are open about it. They don't care. But is this the kind of police force that we should have? I don't think so. I know the bulk of the men and women of the police force are all right. They are innocent. It is the command that has a problem. Police must be one that partners with the community, all of them. Police, good policing means police that has no bias. How can you have police that is partisan in a political debate? It's wrong. And it's certainly my intention and desire to correct this. When we take power after winning the elections in February next year, all this will change, without doubt. I am obviously going to sit with my people to look at the programs. Today's events have interrupted our program. I could have continued to Kapchorwa tomorrow, but I know the enthusiasm in Mbale, and I don't want to dampen it by leaving Mbale out. So we will sit on our drawing board, draw up a new program. I will write to the Electoral Commission. I write to whoever the law requires me to notify, giving them the new program, and I will let you know. And I can assure you, we will go to every part of Uganda. It's shameful. And of course, you can see the hollowness of the argument about me. I was arrested today under what they call preventive arrest. I am a lawyer, as you know, and I can tell you without any shadow of doubt in my mind that there is no law that gives power to the police to arrest people preventively like that. It's like detention, the detention order that we used to have here, that we did away with as soon as we took power. It was one of the things we condemned in the practices of the old government. For them now to resurrect it, at least in the old government there was a law, there was a detention, I don't remember what it was called, Detention Act. Now there is nothing. So it's wrong, and surely it must stop. Maybe.
Honorable, we've seen that
I wanted to say that the shallowness of the argument about my case, that I didn't have permission of my party first in order to aspire. You can even, what logic is there in that statement? That I need my party's permission to aspire to be a candidate. It has never happened. We have been here for a long time. We've engaged in many elections. I've never had this argument. As you know, I contributed substantially to the drawing of all these laws that we have here. And there is no law that supports that claim. Today, when I went to police, as I said, they said it is a preventive arrest. Later on in the afternoon, they came up with a charge called disobeying lawful orders of Mr. Kawesi. But of course, this is a sham. There was no lawful order. When I was prevented at the bridge from continuing, Mr. Kawesi came to me and asked me, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Mbale." Actually, I first asked him, "Kawesi, why are you asking me where I'm going? What business do you have with my journey?" Anyway, when he insisted, I said, "Of course you know I'm going to Mbale." And then he came up with an idea that says, "No, Mbale meetings have been put off, so stand back, go back." I said, "No, I'm going to Mbale." And then he said, "I will arrest you." I said, "Well, when you decide, do so." And he did. Why? Because I think the crime I committed was that I was going to Mbale and that I was going to consult people about my aspiration to contest for the presidency of this country. And this is shameful, absolutely shameful. But that argument runs hollow when you consider that Dr. Chiza Besigye was arrested too. The FDC, as a party, has a program. What they are going out to do, Dr. Besigye, General Muntu, I don't know who else is contesting in the FDC, they have a program endorsed by the party. So why was Dr. Besigye arrested? This must stop. Uganda is not a police state. If they want to turn it into a police state, we shall resist it. We must resist it. It's not acceptable.
What transpired during your...
She had a question.
Honorable, my question was, do you intend to continue
I've answered that one.
under the NRM?
I've answered that one. Of course, I'm NRM. NRM in and in. And nobody is going to prevent me from... I subscribe to the NRM principles. I am an NRM leader, as you know. So, why do you think? Because of the actions of individuals? These actions do not represent NRM. I've told you many times before that I subscribe to the core principles of NRM, of the revolution that we have fought for so long. And one of them is democracy. One of them is the rule of law, not ruling by law. Because that's what we are seeing here. People trying to rule by law rather than applying the rule of law. And this is unacceptable. It's not NRM. I think these have deviated from our principles.
Now that you've not been able to have up to Mbale, isn't it also a sign that all other meetings that are coming ahead are going to be blocked like this one?
You know, I told you before many times that I will stick to the letter and spirit of the law in trying to do what I was doing. I wrote notifications to everyone. All the things that the law requires me to do, I did. My travel today was public knowledge. It was covered live by some media houses, and I thank them for that. Although I hear one or two of them were cut off because of that coverage, again, which is shameful. So I was doing everything above board, and you can see the reaction of the state. Now, if the state is going to behave like that against people who are sticklers to the law, then they leave no room for us to use that method. But we are not going to give up, so we'll have to think again and find which available options we can use to achieve the same purpose.
Finally, we are looking at what's happening right now, and we are so skeptical. What will happen to Mbale? Maybe say during David's conference. Do you have some hopes that it will be a smooth way for you to be there? What you heard us about?
Well, you know, I think Kawesi and Kalekehura will put tanks and mambas outside Mbale to prevent me from entering, like they stopped me from going to Mbale. But you know, ultimately, it's the vote of the people. Our people want change. That's the deepest and honest desire our people have. And they will deliver it through the vote, irrespective of all these things that you see being done. In fact, in my case, it has really strengthened me instead of weakening me. And I know for sure that the country is watching. I know the people are able to tell they are not fools. Thank you.
Unlike you, but there are so many of your supporters who are sleeping in detention tonight.
All those that were detained in Mbale have been released. All that were detained, my daughter was detained. What crime did she commit? She committed the crime of accompanying her dad. So she has spent the whole day in detention. Fortunately, they are on the way now. They are also released because, of course, they had no reason to detain her anyway. And others, there were 6 of them.
Yes,
They have been released from Lugazi police station. The 6 that are at Chira police station, not Chira Road, Chira, in Chira Town Council, they should be released. By now they should have been released. So our lawyers have been working round the clock to make sure that we get freedom for the people that were detained.